What's going on, YouTube? This is Darklight Dreamer coming at you with another Q&A video, and guys, it has been a hellacious couple of weeks. I am so exhausted. I've been putting out a lot of videos lately, as you guys know, and I work my full-time job, and there's just been a lot of craziness going on, and I've been so behind in all your videos, so I've been trying to catch up on watching all your guys' videos, so I'm so sorry that I've been behind, and I'm just now getting caught up, but hopefully I should be caught up at this point. Luckily, starting today when this video is posted, I should be on vacation for the next 9 days, and that is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to take some of that time to hopefully rest up, regenerate, get caught up on Persona 5, spend some time with my awesome nephew who's coming into town. That's actually why I took this vacation. We're going to do some fun stuff with him, and I'm going to get some, to spend some time with some friends and all that, and, you know, the number of YouTube videos will just be the same, and I won't have to go to my 40-hour-a-week job, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic. Before I get started, I wanted to give a special thanks to Wolf Brother Mythos for the channel Frost and Fist. You guys already know who that is, because he comments on all of my videos practically. He asks questions every Q&A, and I've talked about him several times before. Him and his partner Freak run a channel called Frost and Fist, and what they do is they're really big into the wargaming hobby, Warhammer 40k specifically. So if you guys are into the wargaming hobby, they will teach you how to get into the hobby on the cheap by not spending a lot of money. They'll give you tips on painting, putting together models, they'll do battle reports to entertain you guys, showing you the match, turn by turn, what the dice rolls are, where everything got moved and everything, and they do a weekly vlog. Wolf Brother Mythos does Wolf Brother Wednesdays, and Freak does Freaky Fridays, to keep you guys updated on what they've been up to in the hobby throughout the week and everything like that. So please do me a favor and check them out. They are really awesome people, and Wolf Brother Mythos has been a really awesome patron of this channel, so thank you very much for your donation, Wolf Brother Mythos. In other big news, you guys might have seen earlier this week that I was not able to do Persona 5 like I had been talking about for the last, 3 Q&A videos. We're going to be putting aside Hyperlight Drifter so we can do Persona 5, and I'm not able to do that, it turns out, because Atlas is being really restrictive as to what content I'm allowed to show you. Really, really disappointed in my heart piece, because I wanted to do that Let's Play so badly for you guys. But maybe in the future, once that game's been out for a while and everybody kind of knows what happened and everything, they'll be a little more lax about letting people Let's Play their game. That being said, after Hyperlight Drifter, not sure what's going to take my non-horror slot. So I'm looking into options right now as to what I'm going to play the next big Let's Play for my channel is. So I'm really looking for some suggestions here. I might do a game that was on my list in my top 10, or my vote on whatever you guys want me to play video. I might turn to a completely different game. I'm not really sure yet. If you guys have suggestions, I am definitely open to suggestions. Leave those suggestions down in the comments, and I would love to hear what they are, because I really am struggling to figure out what to play next. Now for my horror Let's Plays, I'm sure you guys might have noticed that I'm almost finished with Resident Evil 7 VR. I think the last episode that's going to be posted up on Monday, so after that, I'm also not sure what's going to fill the gap with my horror Let's Plays. I don't know if you guys know, but at the end of the month, I am planning on playing Little Nightmares for you guys. That's going to be awesome. Simultaneously, Oversoul over at Oversoul Gaming is going to be playing Outlast 2. I'm taking Little Nightmares as kind of a break after Resident Evil 7, get my heart back in proper order before I move on to another really intense game. So Little Nightmares is going to be a little bit of a breather for me. It's a really interesting game, and I've been looking forward to it for a while. And after I'm done with Little Nightmares, and as Oversoul finishes playing Outlast 2, we're going to switch it up, and I'm going to play Outlast 2, and he's going to be playing Little Nightmares on his channel. You guys are more than welcome, and please do go check out his Let's Play of Outlast 2 while I'm doing Little Nightmares, and hopefully, whenever I'm doing Outlast 2, you guys will tune into him watching Little Nightmares as well. So that's something really fun we're going to do, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think that between that, after my last episode of Resident Evil 7, I might do the Daughters DLC for that, or any other story-driven DLC that's attached to the main storyline. So yeah, to fill in the gap between the end of Resident Evil 7 and the beginning of Little Nightmares, I might do a few random one-off horror Let's Plays for you guys, so hopefully that'll be pretty cool. Alright, I think that's all the things that I have to catch you guys up on for the last couple of weeks, but you guys aren't here for that. What you guys are here for is to hear some of the answers I have to some of the questions that you guys asked me in the Q&A Friday video that I posted up the week before last, so let's get right into the questions. Cornpuff says, the comment you made about not having much time to actually watch videos anymore is painfully true. When you start making them and you're 31 years old with a job, she can relate. All free time goes into recording, editing, etc., and it's kind of sad that we don't always have time to watch like we used to. That is so very true. I'm either at work, here recording or editing videos, or trying my absolute best to have a social life, or trying to catch up on some of the games I've been behind on, but it's my free time to play games or watch videos is so limited. In fact, to watch, all the free time I have to watch videos is spent watching other people in my network's YouTube videos. I even watch YouTube videos sometimes at my job. So that way I can keep caught up with everybody. So yeah, I really have no free time, and I feel bad sometimes because I feel like I'm neglecting my friends a lot of times. But I mean, I'm trying to pursue my passion. It's something that I really enjoy doing, and hopefully they can see where all the time and effort is going into. Her question for this week, she asked, do you have a car? And if so, or even if not, have you ever had any urge to legally race? Unfortunately, I do not have a car. With the job that I work right now, I'm really not making enough money to be able to afford one. And also, I'm not even licensed yet. The reason being is that I haven't really had an opportunity to learn. Some people have started teaching me in the past, but haven't been able to completely follow through with teaching me. And I'm just kind of stuck in this place where I haven't been able to learn how to drive. I would love to learn how to drive. I really need to get licensed, and in fact, it's one of the things that I'm really self-conscious about. I feel like it kind of makes me like less than a person to not be able to drive, and it's the cause of a lot of self-esteem issues for me. I really hope that eventually I'm able to overcome that and learn how to drive. So I would like to also have considered legally racing, but right now it's hard for me to imagine because I don't have that kind of confidence in driving yet. So hopefully that'll change in the near future. I would really like for that to happen. So thank you very much for your question, Corn Puff. Freak from the channel Frost and Fist says, awesome stuff, bro. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that you continue to watch these. He says, what is the most amazing dream that you can recall? Man, I have had so many crazy dreams. I've had so many vivid dreams that seemed real at the time, vivid nightmares even. I tend to have a few terrifying vivid nightmares at least a couple times a month. But the most amazing dream I can think of, this probably isn't the most amazing dream I've ever had, but one really amazing dream I had was one time, me and a few others were driving down the road, and it was like a long stretch of road, and there was like no other cars around, and it was like just empty fields on either side. I guess it was like a road trip, and we saw some smoke coming from the side of the road, like a little bit off to the side of the road. So we went to investigate to make sure everything was okay, and in the ground there was this like little crater, like something had impacted the ground and made a hole in the dirt, like a big old crater, and there were these smoldering bodies in it. Well, when we went to investigate, it was like they were alien looking, kind of, and in it were all of the Dragon Balls. I know, it's really goofy. I have no control over these dreams. But anyway, what appeared to happen is that somebody had gathered all the Dragon Balls, and there was this battle that happened, and they ended up killing each other, leaving the Dragon Balls just sitting there with no owner. So we gathered up the Dragon Balls, and we legit, like in my dream, we legit sat down and we planned this shit out together. We were like, okay, what are we going to wish for with the Dragon Balls? When are we going to do this? We wanted to make a wish that like everybody could agree on. So it was like, did we all want like special powers or immortality, or money is eventually what we ended up agreeing on. We all wanted to be all well off for life financially. So we wished for something like $10 million or something like that, some ridiculous amount of money. And I remember it was very realistic because we decided to do it that night at my house, which we didn't have a house, but in my dream I did. At my house at the time, and we put the Dragon Balls in the little circle on the driveway, and the driveway was like on a slant, so they started to roll realistically. So we decided that the driveway was not the best place to do it, even though it like was aesthetically the best looking place. But we decided to perform the ritual in the yard because they wouldn't roll around then. And we performed the ritual, and it was an amazing looking dream, guys, because like we saw the sky turn dark and greenish and lightning, and we saw Shenron appear in the sky. It was so awesome. And I remember we made our wish, and we decided to check the next day when the banks were open to make sure that our wish came true. And I remember the very end of the dream, I checked my my balance at my bank, and I saw the numbers, $10 million in my bank account. And it was right at that moment, at the peak of my joy, knowing I had nothing else to worry about in my life, that I woke up. And I was so sad, like in my soul after I woke up. Like everything was perfect for a brief moment, and then you found out it was a lie. It was a goofy dream, but it was a good dream nonetheless. Anyway, thank you very much for your question, Freak. I really appreciate it. Idic Beer 40K says, happy birthday, my friend. Thank you very, very much, Nick. I really, really appreciate it. He says, great show. If Groundhog's Day really existed, what day would you choose to live every day? Man, that's a hard choice. There's a lot of good days that I've had in my life. But I think one of the best days, one day that, I think this is definitely going to be my answer, at A-Kon last year at the anime convention, when Season of Ghosts played in concert, I think that that would be a day I would love to relive every single day, because if I were able to do that, and I had plenty of money at the time, so I could eat whatever I wanted, there were so many different possibilities, there are lots and lots of people at this convention, so even though I live the same day every day, there's so many different people I could talk to and get to know, so many possibilities for that day. And I get to see the same badass concert that I saw with all my friends every single day of my life. So yeah, that would be a perfect day to live every day. So yeah, I think that's going to be an answer. Thank you very, very much for your question, Nick Beer. Eric Phillips, aka Kilo, says, I see you as a Harry Dresden type character. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate, I think. He says, you haven't mentioned your Thai lessons recently. Are you still on top of that? I'm actually a few weeks behind on my Thai lessons. I keep wanting to get back into it, but I've just been so swamped lately. I've been so behind on everything, and I've just been feeling really overwhelmed and haven't been able to really get into it. What little downtime I do have, I've been spending on things to like wind me down, playing games, watching videos, just so that way I'm not too incredibly overwhelmed. But I do eventually want to get back to that in the very near future, don't worry. Wolf Brother Mythos from the channel Frost and Fist says, great episode, bro. I may have cheated and skipped your video this week. Thank you very much, man. I really, really appreciate that you continue to watch. He says, oh man, you brought back some memories. How many times did I go on tilt before I got the hang of Titan 2 years ago? Yeah. So, you guys remember me talking about the Titan fight in the last Q&A video, and Wolf Brother Mythos had this issue with Titan where he would get hit by landslide like every single time or get knocked off by one of the very first attacks, and he'd get so mad every time. And we were very, very patient with him, but he just was very, very upset with himself that he wasn't able to stay in the fight the whole time. And even after he got used to it early, he would still get like upset that he wasn't able to stay the entire fight. And yeah, it took about 2 years for him to get to where he got that down to a science. Of course, we all struggled with that fight. So yeah, as you guys know, it was in my top 5 worst Final Fantasy bosses of all time. So yeah, that boss just sucks. So yeah, don't even worry about it, man. I'm so glad you and the guild were patient with me. Keep being awesome, my brother. Love you, man. Love you too, my brother. Thank you very much. James says, I have to get into Persona again. I did stop because I thought it was too complicated. Yeah, the concept can be a little intimidating at first. It's like a regular turn-based RPG, but it's got a lot of different little things about it that takes some getting used to. It doesn't take that long to get used to it, though, and once you do, it becomes second nature. And with all the little sim things, like how you spend your days and all that, the best way to play it is just do what you would actually do the first time you play. Like, don't get too worried about not splitting your time between this person and that person efficiently enough. Just literally play the game through the way that you would want to spend your days. And that's the best, most enjoyable way to play the game. Like, for me, I love to sing, and every opportunity I went to the mall in the game at night and sang karaoke, which raised my courage as a nice like side effect, but that's just how I would have actually spent my days, or at the arcade, because, you know, I love video games. I hung out with people in the game that I actually would have hung out with if I were the main character. So that's the best policy when playing a Persona game, I think. But that takes away from some of the complication. You don't have to overthink it. And then the second time you play it through, you can kind of fill in the gaps as to like whatever you missed. Like if you didn't max out your academics the first time you played, you can study more since your other stats, whatever else you did, are going to be maxed out and things like that, and hang out with the people you didn't hang out with the first time around. So he says, my question for next time's Q&A is, who is your favorite protagonist in any of the games you've played, and who out of those do you think you can take in a one-on-one fight? To answer your first question, my favorite protagonist from any games I've played, I think that a couple of my favorites, it's hard for me to choose an absolute favorite, there are just so many, but a couple of my favorites, right now in Persona 5, the main protagonist as Joker is really freaking awesome. I think he's definitely going to be one of my favorite protagonists of all time. But also Alex from Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. He's just such a heartfelt hero, and he always goes out of his way to help his friends and to help others, and he just has that big dream of becoming a Dragon Master, and he achieves it. And oh my god, if you guys have not played Lunar Silver Star Story Complete, please, please do. It has such an amazing story, such lovable characters, such a great soundtrack. It's definitely a classic, and even though it was on the PS1, it's still one of my top, like, 2 favorite RPGs of all time. I would dare say it's probably my #1 favorite RPG of all time to this date. But yeah, I think that Alex from Lunar and main protagonist of Persona 5, Joker, right now are my 2 favorite protagonists in video games. And what video game protagonist do I think I could take in a one-on-one fight? How about the security guard from Five Nights at Freddy's? I'm pretty sure I could take that guy. Yeah, that's right. That's right, I'm calling you out. Rainbow Kiwibo says, "Oh my god, dude, that was an awesome and funny episode, bro." Yeah, I totally agree. It was pretty funny, and I totally had a lot of fun making it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad you got a laugh out of it. She says, "Thanks for the shout out as well. I'm happy to do it. I'm very happy to do it." She says, "My next questions are, 1, what is your most embarrassing moment?" Oh my god, I've had a lot of embarrassing moments. I'm gonna have to think about that one. So I have a lot of embarrassing moments, like, on the regular. I pretty much embarrass myself, like, on a daily basis. It's nothing unusual. And there are a couple embarrassing moments that I have that I think are probably my most embarrassing moments that I can't actually tell you guys about on YouTube, because it's not YouTube appropriate. So this is far from my most embarrassing moment ever. There are a few that I can think of that I'm just not going to tell you guys, and I apologize for that. A couple of them are not appropriate for YouTube, but also because some of them I just don't want to tell you because they're really, really embarrassing. And I really, really apologize for that. I'm just not ready to put my most embarrassing moments in my entire life out there to YouTube yet. Maybe one day, but I'm not ready for that yet. But a couple really, really embarrassing moments that I can think of. One in particular, at one point I was dating this girl a couple girlfriends back. And we were friends for a really, really long time, for years, and she was friends with the whole group and everything, and we ended up dating. And when we were dating, way too early, admittedly, I had told her that I loved her, because I had like a long time for this to build up for me personally, and I felt I had already told her that I loved her while we were friends, like several times through our friendship, but I guess, it's expected, and it did have a different meaning than in this time, but it seemed so natural to say at the time, but even though it seemed natural to me, it was not natural to hear for her, and she of course didn't say it back, and then like a week later, she broke up with me via text message. And I was pretty freaking embarrassed about that. I still get really embarrassed to think about it. But yeah, it's just one of those things, you feel it more than the other person, and it just doesn't work out. So then moving on, talking about some of my proudest moments in my life, and I'm going to talk about some of the proudest moments I've had recently, actually, where a couple weeks ago, in the same week, 2 people told me that I was one of their favorite YouTube channels, and that absolutely blew my mind away, because if you guys were here from the beginning and you guys saw my first videos, the first video I posted up, I didn't even want to post up because I was not confident that it was any good. I was really not thinking that I was going to be able to do this whole YouTube thing. I didn't think I would be any good at it, and it was when Wolf Brother Mythos told me that my first video was good and I should post it, and he kind of like pressured me to do it, and I decided to do so, because since he had confidence in me, maybe I should have some confidence in myself, and I posted it up, and it really like started this whole YouTube thing. But yeah, when I first started off, I didn't think I'd be any good at making YouTube videos, and to have somebody tell me that I was their favorite channel, it's absolutely mind-blowing. There's no way to even comprehend that somebody could like my channel that much. I mean, so to all of you that watch and enjoy my videos, I want you guys to know that it means so much to me that you guys enjoy my content. I mean, I made this with the idea that I wanted to make people smile and laugh, and notably, and a little bit selfishly of me, it was for me too, because it fills a void in my life, something that I was missing. As I told you guys before, I was in a really bad place when I started my YouTube channel and everything. So I really appreciate you guys watching and supporting me so much, as to know that you guys like what I'm doing as much as you guys do just absolutely blows my mind. There's no way I could have imagined even the level of support that I get right now, and hopefully I'll just be able to grow not only in like size with the numbers and everything, but as a commentator, as a YouTuber. I hope I just get better and better. A lot of people get into this wishing that they would get huge overnight, like they would want like 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million subscribers right after they start. And if I got big overnight like that, like if I woke up tomorrow and had 1.5 million subscribers, subscribe to me, I don't even know what I would do. I don't think that I would be up to the challenge, to be honest, up to that expectation. When you have 1.5 million people subscribed to you, there's a level of professionalism that's, that you need to be able to maintain that. And I think that I would feel really pressured. I don't think I'd be able to live up to that expectation if I had that many subscribers. So, I mean, I hope that over time I grow as an individual, not just as a channel, not just with my numbers, but hopefully my commentary gets better, my video quality gets better, and I'm able to just, be more professional as time goes on. But, for those of you that like my content as it is right now, thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Alright guys, and I think that's all the questions that you guys had for me this week. If you guys have any more questions, please do not hesitate to drop those questions down in the comment section below, and I'll get to answering those questions in the next Q&A Friday video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And don't forget, I also have my Patreon. If you guys would find it any hard to be a patron of this channel, you guys can help bring me more content, better content to this channel, and better equipment for recording, and hopefully eventually more videos a week for you guys. That would be really, really awesome. I would love to make a video every day for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a huge favor, that thumbs up button down below. It really and truly means a lot more to me, you guys know. Do me a favor, drop some comments too, even if they're not questions. I love hearing from you guys. I just love chatting with you guys. It really and truly makes my day. And if you haven't done the subscribe button yet, you guys know that I would love to have you guys as a member of the Darklight family, and I hope that we'll continue this YouTube journey together again very, very soon. Until then, may your dreams light your darkest hour, and I'll see you next time.